All right, how's that? There we go.
Hey, I see it.
I don't know why that mic would get shut off. I've never shut it off. All right, so let's go ahead and start this over again. I'm sorry about that, guys. Very sorry, very sorry. I had stated that I had to do the show alone because Skyler's too sick, and then Josh is still doing his house, so he couldn't come by. Josh will be here next Friday, though. So I called in the reinforcements, and Reaper and Eric came out, and they're going to do the show with us tonight. So,
where's comments?
I'm getting to the comments now. One thing at a time, son. There you go. Finally sounds.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know who's here, but Reaper, take over for a second.
All right. And you guys, well, the mods, a lot of people knew that I had an issue with my drains for the last 3 months. Eric was lucky enough 2-3 years ago when we had that barbecue and we had the band here. He came out here, and Josh was having trouble with the back drain behind the fish room. And he's like, well, that's what I do. Let me add it. And he fixed it. So
yeah.
I did not call him. I did not ask him or anything. He just seen everything going on. And then the next thing I know, I got an email. I got my tickets. I'm coming up.
He bought plane tickets.
He bought
to come up to your house and fix your problems.
And he did. He fixed it today. Came up Thursday.
Son, what is wrong with you?
2 in the
You
morning.
guys brought me my fish from New York to Ohio, and then from Ohio to Tennessee, so I did return the favor.
Oh, stop.
You guys went out of your way, dude. You took 16 tanks from New York, Ohio.
And we told you we'd set you
saved
back
me a
up with
huge
tanks when you're ready, too.
Yeah. No, 100%, yeah. We're not ready yet. We're not even in a year yet, so. But it was a big move, and you guys saved me a huge headache, so I could at least return the favor.
Well, appreciate it. You guys got to understand the live stream's going on. Please stop talking up here. All right. So let's move on to, do we have how many people around here? Did I say?
Right now, it looks like 203.
Yeah, 203. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and do the Tracy update. You guys haven't heard an update in 2 weeks. As far as her, she's becoming so much more aware. In the last week, she started doing this thing where she looked like she was trying to kiss. She was doing this, pursing her lips like, and now she's blowing bubbles out her lips. She's going like a baby. I'm like, honey, what are you doing? It's so cute. And she just kept on blowing bubbles. So that's something new. All I care about is something new is coming about, you know. And then I went to grab her hand, and usually I grab her hand, and it's just limp, you know. I grab her hand, I put my hand inside of it, and, you know, I can hold her hand. And, you know, she's holding my hand. But this time I grabbed her hand, and she went like this. And I don't care if it's a movement, it's something new, you know. So she's doing something new. So I'm like, what was that for? And I try and hold her hand, and finally she grabs onto my hand. Once she has a hold of my hand, she don't let go. I leave go of my hand, I try and pull away, and she holds onto my thumb. And it almost brings me to tears every time I have to pull my hand away from her because it seems like she don't want to let go, you know? So that's happened. She's now for about, I'd say 8 months now, she helps me. Every time I go to either move her pillow or brush her hair or something, I'll lift her up on her shoulders. And, you know, she helps me. She lifts forward and kind of holds her head up. You know, I'm like, oh, honey, you're helping me. Thank you. But this time, she sat forward so much, she almost sat up. I'm like, whoa, she's got all kinds of movement back, you know? So she moved all the way up, and then here's the cool part. I usually, you know, I'll take her pillow and I'll turn it over so it's a nice cold side of the pillow, and I take all of her hair and I pull it all up behind her head. And when she did that, I'm like, whoa, you're almost sitting up, honey. And then I flip the pillow over, and I go to set her down on it. The coldness on the back of her head, she went like this. She goes... I'm like, oh, you like that? So, yeah, she's really starting to be more aware recently. Now, we haven't noticed like other things. You know, I've tried talking to her and getting her to blink or you know, squeeze my hand on command. She hasn't done that yet, but we can tell she's more aware by how much she's staring at us, you know, as we're going around the bed. And, you know, before it used to be like I'd go to talk to her and she would, you know, slowly turn towards me and her eyes would turn that way. And now she's more like, you know, this happened about 4 months ago. She's more like, you know, turns her head this way and looks at me. in the last week or so, she's developed to where now I talk to her the whole time I'm in there, and as I walk around the bed, she turns her head this way, and she don't actually track me with her eyes, but it sounds like she's following the sound. I'm on this side of the bed, and then as I'm talking to her, I go to this side of the bed, she turns her head this way now. I mean, she's like zoning in on me, you know. She's just showing that she's more aware, you know. So I keep telling her over and over again that, you know, you've got you know, a new baby granddaughter, your first granddaughter, you know, you got to hurry, come back. I tell her we got a pond we made for her she's never seen. So, I mean, she's, I tell her this stuff because I don't know what she remembers or if she understood me before. So I just keep telling her the updates all the time. As far as the doctor came out here the other day and said her skin is looking remarkable. She's got no sores, no bed sores, no cuts, no bruises or nothing like that. And he said that, you know, she's just in a remarkable shape for somebody that's been here for, you know, 2.5 years. That, you know, we're doing a good job and all that kind of stuff. And I got her, I don't know if I told you guys this, but remember them suckers that they're called dum-dums? They had these miniature dum-dums, and, you know, I'd bought them for her before, just to give her different tastes, different flavors of stuff. So now, you know, we'd put it in her mouth and, you know, move it around a little bit, and then, you know, now when I put it in her mouth, I'm trying to get it out. She don't want it to come out. I'm like, honey, I'm trying to get her to open her mouth and let me have the sucker back. So she's it seems like something's happened in the last 2 weeks that made her more aware, which thrills me to death. So yeah, I really like that. So as far as taking care of her, she still listens when I tell her to put her legs down when I'm changing her, stuff like that. So I mean, she's doing good. And with our nursing, now we've got 4 nurses. We've got our main nurse, and then, you know, the other 3. But 2 of them are nighttime, 1 time a week and stuff like that. And I really don't even need nighttime nurses. But I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is covered with a day nurse. So I can actually get out and get things done.
Is that Bonnie still?
No, Bonnie got fired.
She did leave.
I had to call the police. She had to end up leaving.
That's right. That's right.
She's the only nurse I ever fired. And I would not fire a nurse because I need nurses, you know. But I had to fire her.
That's right.
So, yeah, she's doing really good. And, you know, the fact that she's been here 2.5 years and she don't have no bed sores, you know, so we're doing our job. But the problem is the nurse is here at daytime, and if I'm up at nighttime, you know, then I have to sleep in the morning. So it really don't help me to be able to leave the house, you know. And so I don't know. It's you look at me complaining because I got nurses. Can always use a little more. But now we've got nursing for 112 hours a week. And it leaves me working like 56 hours.
Yeah.
Unless the nurse don't show up, then I have to fill in their hours. You know, a nurse calls off, something like that. Every time they're late, I have to keep covering until, you know, the nurse gets here, that kind of stuff. But see, the nurse works, you know, 8 hours a day. I work the other 16 a day. So, you know, when the nurse leaves here, I got the whole rest of the day and the evening and then all night long. So, I mean, it's nice when these couple of nighttime nurses work, I can go in and go to sleep. But it changes because of my schedule is so messed up. I'm still forever dragging ass because do I sleep tonight? No. I got to stay up tonight. I can sleep in the morning, you know? And it's back and forth. It's I don't know. It just gets me and keeps me in a constant, steady state of, I don't know, just out of it, you know? Like, I don't know. I can fall asleep at any point. And that's why 2 weeks ago, I had to take the stream down. I was dieting, and so I wasn't eating. And then, you know, I'm hardly sleeping. And I drank that night, Friday night. Oh, my God. In the morning, I went back. I decided, let me go check that out. And I went back and looked at it. I couldn't even understand what I was saying at the end of the live stream. I'm like, wow, I got loopy. So I had to, take a bunch of that off. So, and YouTube is so slow about that when I use their editor. It takes 10 hours or something. So I chopped it and processing all day long. Finally got it back up. So, and then last week we couldn't do it because of, we had a lot of things going on, but at the same time, all the fish room, disasters happened. The pumps weren't working. The power was shut off, and we couldn't turn the breaker on. It trips instantly. So we had to figure out with no power where the power's grounding out at. And it turned out to be an air pump that had fallen in the tank that, Kathy had put on the bottom of the, when she had her axolotls out there. So, that was, start one. But then once that happened, air got in the pipes. So when we did get the stuff back on, air got the pipes of the things, and so the pump couldn't run when we did get the power back on. Plus, the 4400 and all that, and the pool drained back to the big pool outside. It was just a big, why is this happening? This makes no sense. If we fix that, why is this pool empty? There's no leaks nowhere. We don't understand.
Now, is that was what leaking when me and Mark found and woke you up Saturday morning then, just before we left last week?
Yes.
That was the problem? And all
Well, no, that was another problem because once we got everything back on from working all night Friday night, we got the pumps and stuff back on. Now the 9 sock table, all the plants had grown up over its overflow and filled the overflow. So when we turned it back on, water tried to go over the overflow and it didn't as fast as it could. So it started overflowing the actual 9 sock table and coming onto the ground. And that was like 2 inches thick of water.
I know. We walked in, we're getting ready to leave, and it's like, I forget what it was, 4 o'clock in the morning or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. And it's like, oh man, we gotta go. You were up because you were waiting on us, but it's like, we gotta go let him know he's gotta come out here.
So yeah, that we worked all night long, and then half of the day the next day, and it was crazy. But one problem happens, it causes a domino effect to other problems because this got shut off because of power from this. Now this pump gets turned back on when we fix this, and then it overflows there, and we don't know that. Or first, that we didn't even know that. First, this wouldn't start back up. We tried like 18 times, filling the front of the pump, putting the seal back on, putting the screws back on, turn the pump on. It wouldn't suck the pool. We're like, what the hell? So we found out that because somehow, some reason, it was sucking air through the front. And we didn't have a coupler right here where we could just tighten up the pipe. So we had to wait till the next morning and then take all the piping out, cut it, put it into where we have a coupler here, and then re-tape it, the Teflon tape, and then put that in, and now we can tighten that up more if it does start leaking air. So, and now once we got that running, then it starts pumping water. Then we find out that the 9 socks, for some reason, maybe because they were underwater and running, and then once they dried out a little bit, now the water's coming back through. It wasn't going through them.
Right.
So it starts overflowing.
Yeah.
So we had to cut a bunch of plants out of the overflow to alleviate the overflow for it. And then we had to change socks so that it wouldn't overflow. And it was just one problem after another that happened because of the last problem, The domino effect was on its game that day.
It was.
Everything's definitely clean today, though, because everything was crystal clear, so cleaned up, which is nice.
Well, the 4400 is a little cloudy yet. The rest looks clear.
You beat yourself up with that tank's like 4 feet deep, so I consider that pretty clean. That you
What's
got
Which way?
4,400.
No, 7 foot.
Or 7 foot deep, yeah. So
You're both wrong.
Is it?
It's 6 foot deep. It's 7 foot from front to back.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
was saying it's 7 foot.
7 foot. That's what he was talking about.
Okay.
You're saying it's a little cloudy. That's 7 feet of water. That's a little cloudy. Like,
Right.
that's some clean water.
I may be a little piggy.
yeah.
And of course, you always know how it goes. As long as Eric was here, and of course, we had to come down and get the van from Big Rich to rent the machine to do all that. That's why we're back and helping him out, But we were going through and giving him a hand, or giving him a tour again. He ain't been here in 3 years, and of course, we put him to work. And you guys,
He's been here in 3 years.
it was what, 3
He was
years?
just
when we
here
had
earlier yesterday.
Oh,
It was
that's
today.
right.
That was today. And, but he ended up moving Sheldon.
Yeah, Sheldon.
Rick, the owner, which I did not know it was the owner, he was standing out the door. We got here at the same time they did this morning.
Let me tell the story, the backstory on that. If you guys remember, a long time ago, 6 years ago or something, we had we went and rescued a Pacu named Bertha. Big Bertha. Betty? No, we've got
Big
Betty.
Bertha, right? We got
Bertha
Betty.
was. Okay. And she was the fattest Pacu I'd ever seen. Bigger than a basketball wide. And so we went down to West Virginia and we got her. And then, 3 months later, the owner calls us up crying. She's missing her fish. She wants them back, and I'm like, well, I can't give them back to you in that same tank. That was cruel, and, it's too small for them. So she called me back a month later. They found a tank, a 750 gallon. They were paying $7,000 for. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me call around and ask my people. And I found her a 1,500 gallon tank for $8,000. So they happily agreed, and they bought that up. We made it down there. We set the tank up for them. We spent the weekend down there, me, Joshy, and Tracy, and we set the whole tank up, plumbed it in, piped it in, got it hooked up to its filtration, got the air things running, and had it all set up by the time we left. About a month later, they were using liquid ammonia, like pee, and putting it in daily so that they could build their, bacteria.
Oh, hi, Laura. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. What's all this? This is dollars here. Hi.
Oh, and you're welcome. You ain't got to,
Yeah,
you got to back up.
your tree looks amazing.
Oh,
Never first time seeing it.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi,
What's up,
sweetheart.
everyone?
She's like, what are all these lights and stuff in here? So,
I'm stopping in to say hello. I got to stop and feed the fish, and we are out of here. And I will catch you all next week.
yeah,
I'll be
I
back.
already told everybody that, so you're done at the house now.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll be back next
Well,
next
as
week.
of today, there's one small thing we got to finish up tomorrow, but yes,
You'll be
it's
done by next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's awesome.
All right, guys. Well, we are.
Hi, sweetheart.
I'm
off to feed
love
the
I
you.
have some questions about you about the tank before you go.
Oh, you call me Grandpa.
At my house,
Grandpa loves you.
probably like more-
He's so cute. Look at you.
Sure.
Look at
I'll be
you.
out back.
Yeah, but
You're a movie star.
Yeah, you just do all
You
that.
forgot the kid.
Talk to him. You can talk to him about it.
Bye, sweetie.
She was visiting with Grandpa.
So what was I talking about now?
Oh, it was Rick
camp
and
thing. Yeah.
Sheldon. And
So, anyways, now, she's got a tank is all ready. So, a couple months go by. There's bacteria in it. Everything's set up and everything's ready. I, in the meantime, had rescued Sheldon from a guy named Rick and Jera. And he was, they just happened to be in together, right? And out of all my Pacus, Bertha was here. Sheldon was right next to her. Everywhere she'd move, he'd move. And those two stuck together like, crazy.
yeah.
So I gave the lady the option. I'm like, we're getting ready to bring your fish back to you. But she's in love with this other, their boyfriend, girlfriend draws me. So Bertha and Sheldon both went to this lady down in West Virginia. And, everything was fine. They had him for like the last 6 years or so. And now I guess Bertha had passed away. So she called us. She wants to sell the tank and come pick up Sheldon. So in the meantime, the last 6 years, Rick's been trying to go down and visit his fish. He bought that Pacu when he was 2 inches. And now it's, every bit as big as Big Betty, our fish. So he's 36 inches long, but he's fat like a basketball. So,
fat.
So you fed him pasta and stuff.
She fed him spaghetti,
Yeah, all kinds.
noodles, Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops,
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Everything they had left over from dinner, she put in there for him.
Yeah.
We don't do that to our fish. We feed our fish to keep them alive, not to make them super fat,
There's a big fish.
So, it turns out, everything was fine. We Reaper went down, and that's the video for tomorrow, right?
No, that one came out the other day.
It came out. Reaper went down and picked up Sheldon, and now he's back here. Well, Rick and Jera came here today for the first time seeing their fish in 6 years, and was just like, oh my God, he's huge. So now they're able to come visit him. I guess for all this time, they've been trying to, visit their fish. And and you know, they kept giving him excuses of how they couldn't come down there. So now I told him, I'm like, look, once he's back here, you can visit him anytime you want. You know, so he's
It didn't
Sheldon-
take long.
right. He was here the first day, or third day. So it turns out now that you know he can visit Sheldon anytime, and Sheldon's going to be one of our permanents here, along with Pacu, Big Betty,
Charlie,
Charlie from the Dort Mall,
right?
and there's one other famous
Yeah,
one.
there is one other. I thought.
I'm drawing a blank right now. So
That
yeah,
one definitely takes the cake for your biggest one. Let's say it's almost as wide as a basketball. I'm
Right,
not even
but
exaggerating.
he's not as long as Betty.
right, but
He's like an inch shorter than Betty.
Right.
So he's 35 inches,
right.
but he's like two of Betty wide.
They've been feeding him meatballs. He became a meatball.
Meatball, he's a meatball.
He's a meatball. He's round.
Yeah, but it was nice to meet him. Like I said, I didn't know it was him. They're just at the front door. We walk in, dude, you got some people here. They say they're, oh yeah, I do. And then I take him to the fish room. Then we meet you out by the pond, and you're like, so where's my boy Sheldon? And I'm like, huh? Rick. And then it clicked. And then you're like, yeah, that's Reaper. Oh, you rescued him. Yeah, but you don't look like that brought his picture up. He looks exactly like it. So I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was thinking of Steve. I don't know why I was getting
Right. Well, you like I was doing. You meet so many different people and so many different names that you may remember the name of that situation, but you were thinking of this situation with that person. You know,
right. But he got moved. He got moved into.
it's hard when you meeting people one time.
Yeah.
You know, now if you met that person 4, 5, 6 times,
I never met him. I just talked to him and seen pictures on the phone. And he sent me of him and Sheldon. You know, when he was first set up, I guess he was down there, and he showed him with them down there and stuff
in
like
the
that.
1,500 gallon.
Yeah.
So now Sheldon went from a 150 gallon to a 1,500 gallon to now a 3,000
3,000
gallon.
gallon. But I gotta tell you, man, that setup on that 1,500 was awesome, man.
You like how I built that?
Yeah. He was
Except
there
for-
for a week.
He did all the wood paneling
Woodwork.
around.
Yeah, he told us that he did the carpentry on the facade and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
But I went down there and camped at his house for a weekend with me, Tracy, and Josh, and we did nothing but work on that tank and plumb it in and get it all going.
All I know is with the trailer and the tanks ahead, with that driveway, like you said, you didn't want to. Dude, we were
Oh,
doing.
hold up. In his driveway, you know, I went down and got the tank and, you know, paid the guy. So then as we go over to his house, he wants to, you know, drive it up the driveway and stuff. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You're going to have to pay me before we attempt this driveway. His driveway is so steep up in the hills in West Virginia
I know.
that I was like, if this thing comes off the back or something, it's got to be on you. I can't take the loss. I did this. I got you the tank. You need to pay me. Then you can take it up your driveway. And he went up that driveway and I was like, oh, it looked like it's just going to slide right out the back, you know?
And we were going up just with the trailer full of tanks and stuff, and all of a sudden your front tire started to go.
Uh-huh.
And Mark and Stan are like, "Are we gonna make it?" I'm like, "We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it."
That is the hairiest driveway I have ever been on.
And then I thought we were fairly flat, but when we filled the tub to get them in there, and I showed it in the video. Oh my God, we were this far from the top. We only had that much in the bottom in the corner. So I was like in the corner until we got level, and
Right.
it was like,
And then you had to drive down that hill. Can you imagine him in that tub?
I actually used the emergency brakes on the van for the first time.
Did you? Can you imagine that driveway in the
Oh
wintertime?
no, not at all. Oh, hell no.
I would have a spare driveway at the bottom with an electric lift going up the hill.
It looks like you can push the car when it's icy. You just slide down it.
It will.
Yeah.
Oh, it will.
Like nudge it. I see it at the bottom. You know.
Yep.
It's like it's
That driveway is something else.
Yeah,
And the
was.
fact that it's all blacktop, it's slippery when wet anyway.
It was 8:30 at night. No lights. It was dark.
Oh, yeah, and there's no street lights there. It's
No,
all pitch black.
No, we were in the hills. I never saw that A-frame you stayed in. I couldn't see
It's
hardly.
behind his house.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything but the front. That was it.
Yeah, it was some of the adventures we've gone on, I tell you. And then you come home to me complaining. It was 7 hours drive. It was grueling, and then we had to stay there for 3 hours. I'm like, I've spent the weekend at people's houses doing their work. Oh my goodness. Oh, as far as I see people are asking about Skyler. She went to a med center and then they sent her home and told her to see a specialist in the morning. But she was losing so much blood out of her nose. I mean, it looks like she was in a street fight. It was pouring out her nose. So, you know, I told her, you know, it's been, normally she gets a nosebleed once or so a week. And that's just Skyler. She always gets these nosebleeds. But then it turned into 2-3 times a day. And then the next day it was 5-7 times a day. And then the day she went to the hospital, it was nonstop running all day. And so she goes to the hospital, and there's a medic center, and they end up saying, well, you know, we'll have to pack your nose. We're going to have to do this, that. It needs to be cauterized, and they don't have the equipment to get up in there, blah, blah, blah. And they sent her home to see a specialist. She came back here, and then she was straight coughing and puking up blood the whole time. So I started giving her mason jars so I can measure what she's, you know. She filled up 2 mason jars, and I'm emptying that out. But then I'm like, I should have kept that so I could take pictures. So I kept the next 2 mason jars full of blood that she's puking out. And, so she filled up 4 mason jars of blood. Well, actually 3.5. The last one was only halfway full. 3.5 since she came home from the hospital. I'm like, you've lost too much blood. The last 4 days combined with how much you're losing now, this is what happened to Tracy. She was puking up blood and, not telling us and delirious. And next thing you know, she had a cardiac arrest from lack of blood in her. I was like, you need to go to the hospital. So she called 911 again and went to a different hospital, where then they took and they actually cauterized her because, she went in there and it had stopped by the time they got to the hospital. So they were making her wait. Next thing you know, it started running again. They start freaking out how much blood and all this and that. And so they cauterized her nose and stuck something way up in her nose and then melted the skin,
Oh, yeah, my brother had it done when he was younger.
Really?
Yeah.
And so she's had 2 really tiny nosebleeds since, so that was in a 24-hour period. But I'm thinking that's just from the cauterization, around it, and that'll clot up and fix itself. Because it was like 1 piece of toilet paper nosebleed. That's it, nothing like she'd been having. So, but the problem was she lost so much blood, she was lightheaded and, fainting. And if she'd get from laying down to stand up, she'd get faint, Actually, the doctor caught her at one time, and she fainted on the doctor. So, they signed the paperwork for some blood transfusion and all this other stuff. But she's back home. She's doing a lot better. Now I think she's milking it to not have to get up and work around here. I'm still woozy, Rich. But there's the updates for everything. Now we can get on to the fishy show. Oh, little Laura, so cute, ain't she?
What's it?
Little Laura,
Oh, yeah,
it's so cute.
Yeah.
I love when I put my hand out and she's, like, give me, Grandpa.
Best day of my life, man.
Yeah. Well, see, Tracy tried. We tried. 3 times she got pregnant. Okay. We had 3 boys. I was a man. She's surrounded by testosterone. She would lose her motherfucking mind if she knew she had a baby girl here. Oh my God, she'd be playing with her and building, Barbie doll houses and all kinds of things. Tracy would lose her mind.
Cheerleader, yeah, dressed that.
Dress her up, oh yeah, little makeup. Oh my God, Tracy would lose her mind. Oh, she's so, and on top of, her puking all the time, sorry to jump back to it, she had, the fever, she was weak all the time, and I couldn't get no work out of her. She lives here for free to clean the house. The house was getting dirty. I'm just being mean, I'm kidding. Kathy helped out and did dishes. I cleaned up the house, everybody else stepped in and kept things going for her.
What about mentioning that I'm going to come back out so we can do a Pay My Ride episode on your van out there to talk you into it.
We've got the bus, and you all know that we had to fix the lift in it for Tracy so we can take Tracy to all of her doctor's appointments without relying on 911 and ambulance service and stuff. So I bought the bus, which I could use for rescues. Reaper doesn't have to take my van because this is a diesel, and it has overdrive. So it's cruising along at 1,500 RPM, and I'm telling you, if you give it any gas, it does not even downshift. It snaps your neck back and goes in overdrive. So it's going to save us a lot of money because this one here is a lead foot. I've been in the van with you.
I've been doing good.
You've been doing good.
Yeah. In fact, I left today, and you were at 16.3, and I brought it back gas mileage wise, and it's back up to 17.1.
Nice. You had it down to like 10 forever.
Oh, 9 when we pull that van with all the shit, and you're going through the hills. I can't do more or no. I don't care, even if I keep it at 2 RPM.
No. He's not one of these people that give it gas and wait for the car to catch up.
I do now.
He gives it gas until the gas goes boom, and he's 4,000 RPM, and he holds it until he gets up and where he wants to be, and then he'll let off. I'm like, Reaper, just give it a little bit of gas and wait. It'll build.
When you're pulling 2,000 pounds and it shouldn't be, no, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. In fact, I already told you it happened on last trip again. It's the third time. It gets to a point when it's pulling the heavy loads through the mountains. You can floor it. It don't do nothing. It don't do nothing. I'll be doing 55 miles an hour trying to get up the hill at 70. And
I am not downshifted for you.
And it's like, yeah, and I'll put it up and that's it. I'm doing 55, 60 until it finally decides to work again.
You got the OFR van, you got Johnny on the side trying to roll you up.
I'm telling you.
Put a fan out the window to
And
give
we
you the pressure.
We haven't changed the oil in that thing in a while. The oil light came out tonight.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done the oil changes.
Huh?
I take it to the 5-minute oil change place up here.
I think 90% of your rescues, though, if you take some of those seats out, like you were saying, you put a tank on one side, you could probably not even need a trailer for that with that thing.
Oh, we'll never need a trailer.
Yeah.
The tank's on the inside.
And because it's only, the two,
Excuse me.
the single axle on the back, single axle front, it's no more on the turnpike than the van.
In a
would be.
van.
The
Right.
trailer
Right,
doubles.
guys.
Right,
The trailer doubles what the van is.
Right. Yeah.
It goes by axle.
Shoot,
So-
so you're saving money on both ends.
We're saving money both that way.
Yeah.
And the only problem is now diesel's a little bit more than gas.
Yeah.
But
But it's still at least coming down. And again, we get much better gas mileage and usage.
I bought my wife a diesel little
Suburban?
No.
Oh.
That's me. No, she's
Okay.
not driving that thing. Could you imagine her little 4-foot self driving that thing?
She is
I
about
got-
4 foot.
Yeah.
I got her a Volkswagen, and it's
Okay.
a little diesel Volkswagen. I guess like 40 miles, 50 miles to the gallon. You're not like when you're not standing on it, obviously, but if
Right.
you're just cruising, you get 40, 50
That's
miles
because
to the
there's so much low end torque on a diesel that you can put it in overdrive and it stays in overdrive. You don't have to downshift it to go.
gallon. It's just like purrs.
I mean, if we just did like the 300, and I went all the way down PA when I picked up those 4 fish, and that's all I picked up, the 4
Which
large
4
fish. They were the big ones. The one that Josh wants, the Chimera or whatever. Chimera?
Paraeva.
Paraima. Right. I don't know fish. I just
Yeah,
rescue
you're
them.
learning.
I'm
got me on
learning.
that one too. I didn't know what you were saying either. Like
It's a big thing because
apple pie. What are you trying to say?
But that was the one Josh wanted. There were 3 others.
Right.
But I went down. The mom was there. The kid was gone. But we ended up, because I left here at 158 miles, and by the time we got there, we had 215. Kathy's like, how is that possible? Because we left and it was like 10. But by the time we got home, we were at 20 with just the 300 in the back. No problem. It's when we hook up that trailer with weight on it that van don't like it anymore.
see, here's the thing. I can get a trailer that travels much easier, but it's got dual axles. And now with a dual axle trailer, as much as I move that trailer, I won't be able to move it
Swing it.
because you have to pick it up now to turn it because one set of tires will drag. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just turn it. So you have to pick it up and pull one whole set of axles off the ground for the other ones to be able to turn it sideways. It's impossible to turn that trailer by hand. It sucks to push it.
It's so
When
smooth,
you got the double
though, when
axles.
you got them on, it's a ride with
Very
it.
smooth. Like when we rent the U-Haul trailers.
Right.
Very
I
smooth.
love it.
We're gonna like you said, put a TV in there. We'll get a 300 gallon or tote or whatever you want to put in there. We'll strap it
Well,
up.
now he's telling you things. I got to tell you guys.
I want to do it. I want to do it. Send me up. I'm gonna fly back up.
You know that the bus is a dual purpose, mainly for Tracy. It has the lift that goes down and then down to the ground, lifts her up in her wheelchair, and then she comes in and then it folds up and you close the side doors like a bus type thing. And then inside of that, we've got her spare hospital bed. in there. So now we took out seats in the back corner. So it's against the bed. This is the back of the bus. She's up the side of the bus in the very back. So now that bed can go there. We have to actually bolt it in so it never moves, you know. And so now she'll have a bed there. She can take the wheelchair and come in and get strapped down on the E-links on the flooring. So she's good there. I can take her to her appointments and stuff. But now, so forget about that part. At the front of the bus, when you come in on the side, you've got the driver, and then you've got 2 rows of seatings. We're going to leave the front seat on both sides there so that if 4 or 5 people go, we can all sit around the driver and gab and, you know, talk and all that kind of stuff. But right behind the passenger first seat, we're going to take out 3 rows of seats, and that's where the 500-gallon, you know, big tub is going to go. And then behind that could be storage for tanks and anything else. So all them seats got to come out. On the other side, right in front of the bed, we're going to put a couch there, and we have to bolt it in and all that kind of stuff. So them seats got to come out. And what we were going to do was put a bunk bed there. That way somebody can be sleeping while people are sitting on the couch watching TV, because we're going to put the 70-inch above the 500-gallon tub. So now people can be playing video games or watching movies while the driver. After every movie, you swap drivers to the next person. And then right in front of that couch, we were going to put in a big cabinet for all of our nets, our hoses, our pumps, everything.
Right,
you know?
accessories.
And that's how we were going to hook it up. Now, do we want to put carpet in? I don't know. That's for a later time. Right now, this is the plan.
Rhino line.
And he's wanting to come out and help do it. So
Want to do it? We'll do some rhino line, or you can spill anything on that floor, just come in and hose her down.
I could do that with carpet too.
Well, indoor, outdoor, maybe. Depending. You don't want, you know, that fish poop on a carpet. I don't know. It might stink after a while.
Not rinsed with clear water.
True. Yes.
We're not inside a house, son. I can get up there and hose the whole thing out. Jack the back of the bus up, hose it all out. It all runs out the front
Me
door.
and my brother used to work for Garfield Bus Company. That's what we did. At
Yeah.
night, when the buses came in, done with their lines or their runs, they would bring them in, and we would go in with high pressure washers.
Pressure washers, yeah.
Yeah, start from the back, work your way up front,
Yeah.
you know, and spray them down, spray the
Drain-
seats.
You can put drains on
Everything.
the floor under the carpet, even if you wanted to. Put a couple of drains there, so when you hose it out, it's even easier. Something spills, it doesn't get everywhere. We can do it. I'd be down. It'd be fun.
All right, let's see if we got any questions or super chats going here.
I have paid attention.
You're the guest. You're supposed to be paying attention.
I'm the guest. I ain't supposed to do nothing but be here.
The aluminum trailer too, what he was saying there with the wind there. The only problem
That'd be
is,
nice.
like you said,
It's $5,000 for a trailer like
You're
that.
paying every time you go over a bridge. You made a huge point where it's probably better just to use a bigger vehicle and have to use the trailer.
Oh,
You-
backyard boats. She says, Richard Allen Price. I'm not milking it. That's Skyler. Thank you for the $1.99, cut Skyler. Oh, AZ Fish Room. Member for 39 months. Thank you, AZ.
Jim Sheasley, member for 2 months. Goldfish.
That's all I can see.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Now, next week, Josh has got some plans on how to have more fun on the live stream. He wants to do like a trivia type thing, and, you know,
Yeah, you should.
well, he's going to have a bunch of questions or something like that, or let the audience, you know, ask the questions, and then me and him, we have to answer it.
See if you can answer it.
If I lose, you know, and he gets the answer, then I have to drink, you know.
A
So
drinking game?
Oh, yeah.
All right. More toilet roll issues coming up.
I try so hard not to get that drunk. But when you don't drink much, and then all of a sudden you're drinking, and, you know, in the last episode I was dieting also, so I didn't have no food in my stomach, and then I drank these 3 drinks, and they put me on my butt.
Yeah, we
Chris
got Chris O, $5.
Thank you,
And
Chris.
just,
I appreciate it, buddy.
Oh, wow.
AZ Fishroom says trivia sounds fun.
What if you did dad jokes with the water in your mouth? So you can win and lose. Then write a dad joke, see who laughs first and spits the water out.
We're trying to keep it fishy related, but
Put a fish in your mouth.
who's at the front door?
Probably Josh. Oh, if you want to talk to Josh, you should probably do it.
Goes into the
Yeah, it don't take him long to feed the fish, dude.
No, go,
No, don't take him
go to
long.
the front door. Front
Yeah,
door, this way.
Yeah, that way.
Go around the back of the.
Yep.
No, he should be in the driveway. Somebody just opened that door. Pete Christensen, $1.99 says, so how did Reaper get his name?
You got to been on earlier.
You got to understand, a lot of people come out at
Right,
different
come
times.
on, as we're going, right?
Harley Jim says, lightweight, Big Rich. Yeah, I'm a lightweight now because of all this, lack of sleep and taking care of Tracy and all that. And then, the dieting and then drinking. So, yeah, I don't have the luxury of drinking all the time and having fun like I used to, because then I could just pass out. I can't pass out now. I have to take care of Tracy. So let me answer this one up here. So how did Reaper get his name? Thank you for the $1.99, Pete. And Reaper got his name from an online game. It was called Trade Wars. We met through that game. Some guy called me and he goes, Rich, these guys are pestering me. I need help. Can you come on here and take out this group of people? And I'm like, I can sure give it a try. And I was fully into computers. I was working for Alexis Internet. I was doing all the upgrades for the customers and stuff. And it was a BBS, bulletin board system.
Yeah, there was no .com or Yahoo or Google or any of that.
So, anyways, I go on in there and I do take care of business. I learned the rules, and then I found ways around the rules. Like
we did.
when you start, like if you die, you have to wait, your 24 hours, and then you can come back online. But when you come on, you show up at Terra, this main planet in the center. And then there's like 7 sectors off of it that you can zoom to, and then you have to go to the other sectors to get back to your sector. Well, what I did was I put 100, I took a planet, I made it, and then blew it up. 10% space damage. Another planet, blew it up 20%. When you get up to 100% space damage, I went to the other 7 sectors and did the same thing. So now they got blown up. No big deal. They got blown up. They wait 24 hours. They come on. They're like, yes, I'm getting ready to play. Yes. And then they zoom out to the very first sector and they die again. They have to wait 24 hours to come back on. And there's nothing they can do about it. And, then once they come on, now the alignment was positive, you were good or evil, right? So if I was evil and I attacked a positive, group, I would be, more evil. If I was a positive and I attacked a positive group, it would turn me negative evil. And then I couldn't get back into my own ships because I was not aligned with my ships. And so, they come on, and finally a couple days go by of this bull of them coming on and dying and waiting 24 hours, coming on, dying, waiting 24 hours. And they're accusing me of all this, you must be at the bulletin board, you're cheating, you're lying, you're at the place, and finally they get to go back to their sectors and they can't get into any of their ships. They were so pissed off. And then Reaper was the only one in there because they were like, oh, this guy, he's cheating. And Reaper's like, no, he's just really good. I'm going to get him. So, every day I'm checking on their sectors and seeing if they can get in because they're my sectors now because I claimed them because I was able to blow them up. I went into their sectors. Now, see, the very first sector was like if you can find a sector that's like 4 or 5 deep or even 7, and didn't have no exits
I was
out.
going to say, sometimes they had that secret back door and stuff.
So, you have that. You put your volcanic planets at the front, and that way if somebody zooms in, they get blown up. Well, they had their cannon set on 100%, or 90% or something like that. So they blew up most of their ore on the first person that comes in. Well, I would go into their sector with the cheapest, the free ship you get when you come back on if you die. And I would just drive it. I had 3 accounts. I would just drive it straight into their sector, get blown up. I'd log on the next account, drive it into their sector, get blown up. Log in the next account, drive in their sector. I can live past the damage because they set their things so high. So now I'm in their sectors. I can land on their planets and then claim them. So now they go home and, they're getting attacked. So once they get past the point to where they're attacking and they can claim their own planets again, then they find out that they're evil and they can't get in their own ships. I mean, it was hilarious to me. I'm laughing my butt off the whole time. So Reaper's like, no, this guy's just really good, blah, blah, blah. And he actually, you lost like 4 friends over that.
Oh yeah, it took me 2 weeks. I found you.
Well, I'll get to that. But I'm saying your friends, they actually,
Mhm.
they were accusing me of being this guy hillbilly.
Right.
And
Who
then-
hired you?
Who hired me.
Right.
And then they were
I'm like,
also,
hillbilly's not that smart. Come on, guys. We busted this dude, I don't know how many times, and that was it. He was an idiot. So he got somebody smart to do the dirty work.
he paid me $50. I would have paid him $50 for the amount of laughter I had doing this to this poor people. And I didn't know any of them.
He never killed me. I never stayed at home. I was never.
You
I had my
were out and
own
about.
secret base in the line. Right. I was the defender. Like, so when that happened to all my corporation,
Yeah, your whole corp got
whole
screwed.
corp, all 4 guys,
And then
whatever.
you couldn't even land on your
But-
ships because,
Well,
because
I
your
was the
corp-
only one good. And I had my own shit, like I said. So
Right.
I was all right. And I spent weeks and weeks and weeks hunting them down. And at 2:00 in the morning,
I wasn't
found them,
online.
Right. I found them. I'm like, do I do it? Do I do it? I'm going to do it.
So he killed me.
I killed him. And the next day I get a message. Who are you? And we ended up, after that, like I said, I lost a couple people,
You're
friends, but
10 years older than me.
yeah, I'm 67. You'll be.
60 years, 7 years older than me.
Mm.
And at that time, I still thought I was 25. I'm thinking, this old guy here. And we met up, and it's
Yeah.
like, we got to meet and have a beer, this and that.
I thought I'd run into some preppy college dude with short hair.
Here I come with long hair, carrying a guitar.
And I had long hair and shit too. We just hit it off. It was funny.
Oh, it was definitely funny. And the amount that those guys, bitched and moaned, and then actually quit being friends with you because you were hanging with me. They took it that seriously. I'm like, guys, it's a game.
That's just it. I always told everybody they're games. They're games. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's how me and Reaper met. I was Fragenstein because I was playing a lot of Quake back then, and every time you kill anybody, it's you get one frag. So I was Fragenstein, and then he asked me to do this trade war game. I got into it, and I still have the floppy disk of the actual game. We can set up a computer and actually play it again.
I actually been online and shit, looked at it a few times. It's a little, it's obviously been advanced and shit, but
Right.
yeah, it's still out there. People are still playing it.
Wow.
What's up, Will Star? What's up, dude?
Will Star, how you doing,
How
brother?
you doing, buddy?
The name of the game was Trade Wars. And then there was a program called Trade Wars Helper. They were all going out and, going to the store. You every once in a while, you'd warp to a new sector and it'd have a store there. And you could buy things and sell things. Well, you can sell things at a profit and buy things here and then sell it at a profit elsewhere. This Trade Wars Helper program did this automatically.
Right.
So I had 3 accounts. I just logged on. I shouldn't have been able to take out any of them. But I had 3 accounts working 24 hours a day, automatically going and selling this stuff and making. I'm building up fighters. And like if you had what was that intergalactic
The intergalactic starship.
starship, something like that, you could put 100,000 fighters on it.
Yeah, that was
and
the
then
biggest ship.
And then you drive that into their sector, and if their volcanic planet is only hitting for 70,000, you can live, and then you can land on it and take their planet. So there was a lot of different ways that I could do things to them. And I thought of the best couple of evil things that I did it.
Come on, dude.
I didn't find Josh, but I got a refill. So
Oh, okay.
Okay.
upgrade.
The help you out?
He wasn't out there, but like I said, I found a refill.
Oh,
Green Queen
He
says,
didn't
did you
leave
make
already,
up
did
with
he?
what's his
Yeah,
name?
did he?
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
really? I told you he wouldn't be here long, man.
Yes.
Basically this. Anybody that ever screws you over, if they're trying to take you out, if they're trying to, hurt you financially, hurt you, take your business down, discredit you to your family. They're out for business. They're out to be mean. You know what I'm saying? So once you eliminate somebody out of your life, you never let them back in your life, because a snake will shed its skin, but it'll only become back as a bigger snake. No, there's no fixing that. It's done.
Fixing what? What were you talking
That's why I
about?
moved out to the middle of nowhere.
Green Queen says, "Did you make up with what's his name?
Oh,
His name will never be
okay.
mentioned on this channel. We will never do anything to make them people money. Nothing.
Damn, Will, sir, what'd you do,
I
dude?
just see
What?
his name. Will Star is on.
I know.
Oh,
I was just blaming Will Star instead of
Oh.
the other person.
Oh,
Instead of
even Haley Gem says I stopped watching his videos. Yeah,
speaking.
I told people for months that you guys got to get to know this guy. He's hilarious. He's not as cocky and as mean as he seems. And I was absolutely wrong. I mean, I tried apologizing to him for the little infraction I did to him, and he would not accept my apology. And then he turned on me and went for the jugular and tried. Oh, it was terrible. So let's move on. We don't talk about that. It's, I have no, his Reaper, your BFF. Oh, Reaper. Yes, of course. For 35 years now?
Yeah.
Something like that. Will Star moved in and tried to take the spot, but he couldn't take it from Reap. Reap held the belt. All right, let's see what we can get into now. That's a fishy question.
I still rock Will Star shirts here that he gave me all the time.
Oh, I still got a shirt and a mug. And I still got my
So,
mug
you know
from
what?
New York.
If somebody screws you over, it's better to just go on with your life and eliminate them. They no longer benefit from knowing you, and that's it. That's good enough for me. I don't need to go after him. I don't need to say things. I don't need to even bring his name up ever again. I just move on with my life. I'm better off. He will never have any kind of help from me again, ever.
Reap is a
That's
goat.
why all my friends are friends that have been around for so long.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying?
Greatest of all time.
Oh,
All my friends are people that have been around forever because I eliminate the schmucks that ruin your life, Reaper is not the goat. He the old Billy Goat.
so do we have one more rescue then?
I actually have a couple.
This is the wife. She just got out of work. If I don't answer,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead,
I'm
sir.
already,
Tell Linda
I'm already
I
in
said-
a different area.
Tell
code.
Linda, hey.
Okay, this guy here is in Hilliard, Ohio.
Hell yeah.
He's got 30 plus rainbow fish, a couple of algae eaters, and some glowfish that need rehomed. And then this guy here is 2 big iridescent sharks, and he's in, where is that at? Belshire Avenue.
Belshire Avenue.
I'm trying to see if
That could be in any city.
right. Hey, it's 216 area code, so it's close.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, well, them are the 2 we got left for this summertime here.
$5.
$5.
How about Eric introducing himself and tell us how he's got into the
Eric,
fishing? Well,
you want to introduce yourself?
as soon as he comes back from talking to Linda, his
Brittany.
wife,
Thank you. Brittany's such a sweetheart.
he will.
I went up to, I forget where it was. The first time was, I went to Greg Woodstock's pandemonium or something,
Oh yeah,
and
before
her husband, AZ Fishroom, came there and he's like,
He was
I'd like the
there.
video.
I was with you.
Was you with me?
Yeah,
So he
that's
videoed
when we
for us.
met him.
Right,
He
right.
videoed for us. I didn't have to do a lot.
The next
Or
time
you
we
didn't
went
have
up
to do
there-
a lot.
for something. I forget what it was, and they took us out to dinner.
Now that I wasn't there for.
We had that other the fat man was there.
Right, right.
We
Should've
don't,
been
we
the
don't
other
bring
way
up his
around.
name either.
Yeah, should have been the other way around.
Should have been the other way around. But yeah, we had a great time and good food, good friends, and we laughed and laughed and laughed. And AZ did a interpretation, or what do you do that when you like some? I talk just like the other celebrity mimic of them. What's it called?
Interpreter.
No.
Impressionator.
Impression. Thank you.
Or impressionator.
Yeah, AZ did an impression of the fat man, and it was dead on. It had us rolling. It was funny.
AZ, that's this guy, right? AZ. So he starts with those videos. AZ Fish guy. Isn't that him? He was here that one time I was here.
No, that's Brittany's husband.
Brittany's husband.
Oh, I get the wrong guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete Christensen for $1.99. Thank you, brother. Says, what's a good way to get rid of blue-green algae?
My son's on here.
You're right. He said hi, Dad.
Yeah, good.
So here's the thing. It depends on how your algae problem started. If your fish tank's in front of a window, you've got to block off the sides with cardboard so no sunlight gets to it. If it's not in front of a window and you leave your lights on 24 hours a day or 18 hours a day, then you got to cut your lights down to, well, first, for the first 2 weeks, I would turn the light off, cover the whole tank so no light gets in there. The fish will live, the algae will not. Then you can start from there, turning your lights down like, 8 hours on, 16 off. Of course, it could be from your feeding. I can't answer this because I don't know what variable has made algae grow. But if you feed too much and there's extra food all around the bottom and you're not gravel cleaning it, that's going to create extra stuff in the water that the algae.
Beetle.
Yeah, but I was trying to come up with a technical name. I'm drawing a blank. But anyways, so I mean, it could be a number of different things. Feed less. Feed your tank, once a day, once every other day. The fish will live. People that feed 3 and 4 or 5 times a day, that's for people that want their fish to grow quick. Like sellers do that. If they want, they know they can get more money for a bigger fish.
Right.
So they feed it, and get it to sell and get it bigger quick. But other than that, if you just want your fish at home, feed it every other day, little bit. And the general rule is when you feed, if there's still food on the ground 5 minutes later, you're feeding too much. So lower it down in feeding, What else can I tell you? Make sure the light's off, the blanket's over the tank so no light gets to it. 2 weeks of that. It's generally a week, but 2 weeks will definitely kill all the algae. And then, scrape it off, clean your filters out, and then, start from there.
All right. We got Seafloat Productions for $5. Are pink convicts naturally occurring or are they line bred? Pink convicts.
That's a problem.
Basically, anymore, a lot of people are going to argue with this, but anymore they're messing with the genetics of every fish to get oddballs and specialties and platinums and xanthics and all these other things, the piebald morphs and all this stuff. So I would say it's definitely from them messing with it. Not if it occurs and naturally it'd be 1 or 2 fish out of 100 babies. It wouldn't be all the babies. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if they've got a herd of them, that's something genetically they've done. And when they first hit the markets, everybody's price goes way up. Like 3 years ago, we got them platinum alligator gars from Vincent Wu.
Right.
Everybody was losing their mind. Oh my God, them things are worth so much.
Right.
Now they're everywhere.
Really?
And they're terrible versions of them. Like our platinum gars are solid white, not a black speck, not a gray back, not gray undersides, not gray fins. All white.
Yeah,
but there is so many out there now that like it's all white with black eyes and then it's got a patch of gray across its back. $700. When the ones here, the guy said, we can get 3,500 out of when they were small. And I'm like, no, I can't sell them. That was somebody that donated them. I promised him I would grow them out and not sell them for profit. Because, he asked me to hold on to them for him. And I did that as a good faith, sure, we'll hold your fish for you. After 6 months, when he went to move, he moved and stayed over. They broke the tank.
Is that Vince Wu you're talking about?
No. This is our buddy. He actually asked his wife to marry him here. I got video of it. It was so sweet. His tank broke. So then he calls me up and he's like, Rich, I don't know what to do. I have more problems with just moving. And so I don't care about the fish. You go ahead and sell them and put the money towards OFR. And I'm like, you know what, John? I'm going to go ahead and keep them. You can visit them anytime. And here, answer this real quick because it ain't answering. You can come visit them anytime. I don't want to be somebody that's stingy and wants money.
Oh.
So you can't raise your fish. I'm going to go ahead and let you visit them here. And now they're 3.5 foot.
They're huge.
And they're this big around, so everybody loves them and everybody's loved them since. So John comes here every once in a while and visits them, and he's like, wow, you know. So it's you know, I try to do everything good that I can do for everybody. What did you need?
She just wanted to let Eric know his children are trying to talk to
Oh,
him.
They must have internet. We finally have internet. We can all
You got
say
the
hello.
internet.
Sometimes they do,
Hello,
sometimes they don't.
Hi,
Look at
John.
701.
Yeah.
E.
They're trying. They're trying.
They're trying, yeah.
We must have
You
internet.
got to realize he's got no interconnection where he's at in Tennessee.
Yeah,
He is
no.
in the Hicks.
Yeah,
So he hasn't had any major internet at his house for over a year.
So we've been fighting and fighting. I think they were there. I seen a truck when I was leaving, and they must have it all done now. So that's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I guess I'm back, so we'll be back on the lives from now on too, which is good. So we finally have some internet.
That's cool.
Just I'm getting tired of talking to cows, So
Oh, even Suan. Hi, Eric's children. All right.
Oh, his
we got
kids are so
Depot.
nice. They were
We got-
so well mannered and so nice to us when
Oh,
we
they
were there. Unbelievable.
Seaflow Productions again for $4.99. Thank you. I'd love to come visit. Where do you post your fish up for adoption? Don't you do it on Facebook?
Every Friday there's 2 pages on Facebook. One is Ohio Fish Rescue. The other one is Ohio Fish Rescue 501c3. Now, the Ohio Fish Rescue is just our page, and we post on there what we do, And then the 501c3 page is where we, let everybody else post what fish they have, fish we can't pick up. You got a problem, ask questions, we can all help you, that kind of stuff. It's our forum. So every Friday on the Ohio Fish Rescue page itself, we put out a video of what fish we have for adoptions. And, you can watch that. It's on Facebook.
yes, Travis, we can see you. I see you, Travis. And no, I don't personally own the cows. My neighbor does. Yeah. They're very good company. Yeah, but no cows. Maybe they just seem like a lot of work.
Yeah, they do.
Is-
Goats, well, you got chickens.
We have chickens. Do you have chickens? Travis,
Armadillos.
I hope Travis, you fed the chickens. It's your job.
What you looking at then?
All right. Well, it says the pink convict cichlids lives in moving, warm freshwater streams and rivers and tributaries. So they're out there. But I mean, can you imagine? Here's the problem with albinos. What are my
Platinums.
platinums? All them things. Xanthic fish.
Right.
They're
Right.
bright and colorful,
Right.
so they get picked off easy. So you don't see them that much in the wild. So that's why I say the pink convicts that are for sale are not, wild caught and brought in.
Right.
They have to be messed with, through DNA and all that kind of stuff, genetics, to be able to, have that many as a baby. You can have your wife and you can have 18 children. Some of them will be short, some of them will be tall, some of them will be fat, some of them won't. So I mean, it's you can't have 18 children all tall. You know what I'm saying? It's a luck of the draw type thing.
And I guess Travis heard you.
Go feed the chickens.
You heard him, Travis. Go
Take-
feed the chickens,
Take the
dude.
dogs out so they don't poop on the floor.
Kind of question. Drake Kool-Aid says, "Hey, Rich, can I grow tomatoes?"
Hell
Of
yeah.
course you can. They're so easy to grow. Get you a pot, get you some dirt, get you some tomato seeds. Or buy a tomato, take the seeds and put them in the dirt. They will grow.
Oh wow, that's interesting because even when I'm sitting here, and normally I do what I do, I don't get commercials, but I've been getting a lot of commercials too. Everybody's been saying they're getting a lot of commercials.
Yeah, I went and looked at it, and
It's like,
from what I found out from YouTube, they put out commercials every 18 minutes, and they're not the same. Like everybody don't get a commercial at once. Different people will get different commercials at different times. So I mean, I don't know how I can shut that off. Even this one, Shane Bennett says no ads here. Put you an ad block on.
oh, okay.
Could
Go
be
ahead.
some sort of ad,
I do have YouTube on here with no ad blockers.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I do have it. Yeah. There's ways around that.
Yeah, even Will Star says lots of ads because of Christmas spending season.
Right. YouTube puts more ads on stream during November, December.
The
Okay.
aquarium hole. That's I usually know I'm talking to you. Now I'm
I
talking
know
to your son.
it was a bad name. When I was thinking. But it was a basement, so I figured I'd call it a hole, right? Because there's 17 tanks in a basement. It's a hole, right?
Hey. It wasn't a hole. It was a nice basement.
It was nice. Yeah, it was nice. But it was still a hole.
As far as fostering the fish out, here's what we do now. We used to give everything out for free, but then we had people that were coming here, getting fish, the more rarer fish, and then taking them home and then putting them up for sale.
Selling them. I know.
Yeah, we had like 5 different cases of this where we caught them
Right.
doing this to us.
Yep. That's
So,
what they've been doing.
What we've been doing is any of the more rare fish, like you can still get plecos, pacus for free, stuff like that. Community fish free. But if the fish is going to be $200 in the store, we're going to charge like, $80 here. That way it eliminates the guys trying to get them for free and selling them. If they're 200 in the store, you can probably get, 150 for it, and you're paying 80 for it. I guess you're still making some money, but you have to be able to put out this money to be able to come here and buy the fish and then, take them home and sell them. And if you have a loss, now you're screwed and your profits ain't nothing. So we had to start, placing some money on some of the more rare fish. But, a lot of fish are still free. And as long as you have a good place for them and they can go to a better place than we can supply, I'm happy to give them out for free.
Okay, what does your son mean by commercials mean you're getting money, so I won't?
Well, I don't know.
Is he not going to feed the chickens?
No. Get an ad blocker.
Oh, yeah.
Because commercials mean we get a couple.
Oh, right.
Okay, all right.
Oh, make sure don't block the ads. You're right, Travis. So we don't.
Thank you, Travis.
Yeah.
You the man.
Guys, stop blocking ads. Watch your ads.
I block ads.
Dude, I think because you're part of this, you'd be going home and putting YouTube on your TV and letting it play all night long.
I know I should. I
On
don't.
OFR. You don't.
OFR.
Yeah.
They think I can do it online.
Gotta get the views up. Yeah. OFR behind the scenes.
I'm worse than you. You're doing good. You're putting out a thing once a month for 1,000
They're
members.
talking about a homestead channel. That will
What?
be in the future, by the way. Whatever he's talking about.
What am I putting out for 1,000 members?
I said you've been coming up. Oh, not maybe 1,000, but 100 members easy a month or whatever. Every Friday or whatever it
A
is.
month?
Yeah.
We get
or
1,000
week.
members in so a month, yeah. If not more.
Okay. So why would
It's
I
because
help you?
people like watching us. Yeah, OBG Foster's got it. That is called flipping and why rescues and shelters charge adoption fees.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. Everything I have done for this,
Right. It's trying
this
to
whole
make
hobby,
it for free for
I've
everybody.
done it
to help.
free for everybody.
It's like
I'm
a lady
just here
broke her
to help.
tank, and
We replace her tank.
you're
Let her
like,
keep her fish.
yeah, you're like, do you want to keep your fish? Yeah, I can't afford a tank. I'll take care of that. And you
Hey,
did.
You have a
You
case.
gave her a tank.
No, we
You
went out
guys
to
are
her house.
missing the obvious. There's a case in point sitting right here. You guys came to my house, picked up my stuff, and then drove one of my fish and brought it to me with a fish tank. Like, talk about how nice a group of people can be, and then people want to take advantage of that, and I think it's
Right.
good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Like,
you guys
you know-
literally drove across the country and then took care of my fish, medicated it, and then brought them to me and gave them back with one of my tanks. Like, how do you get mad at people like that? it's insane to me. I just don't get it.
Dude, thank you, man.
No, it's honest. God's honest truth. Like, how do you
I'm
figure
saying
that?
thank you for what you did for me.
Oh yeah, but I mean, still, like that's like it's the same one way to the other. If people want to be like you were saying before, they want to be upset, they want to be negative. They're putting haters gonna hate, right? That's my generation. I don't know if you heard that. The rappers all say it, and you gotta let haters hate. So.
All right, let me
You
answer
have
this
a bunch
question
of
real
good
quick.
friends here, though, so which is good.
Well, that's what I try and do is surround myself with good people,
Yeah.
and anybody that's proves out to be a shit, I just eliminate them from our lives.
It's just
you
no
know,
reason for it.
up
You
in
need to love
Cleveland,
people.
I lived there for 20 years raising my kids, and my attitude was like, stay out of my yard. This is my house, my family. What are you doing here? I hated people. There was hookers on the corner and crackheads stealing everything, and they're stealing the plants off my neighbor's house. It was crazy up there. And now I come out here and I just get so many people that want to be involved in this and want to help. And it's like I've seen now my whole thought process on people have changed since I've been out here. It's been 10 years, and you know, it's amazing how every time you come here you have a good time. You're surrounded by good people.
I've slept here since you guys. All right, so in top of you doing all of that, I've slept here before. You know what I mean? You got, you know, but like you said, you just kind of still have to keep your guard up because you can't trust every person that comes around.
Well, no,
it's not everybody has a good intention in mind.
Here's
you
the
know?
thing.
Maybe they want the attention instead.
It's
of
opportunistic.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Look what happened to the fat man that was living here.
Right,
I will never say his name again. It was opportunistic. I've known him for 25 years and always helped him out. Now he's living here. He's telling everybody he's helping me out, but he's living here free of rent. He don't, you know, buy no food. He ate me out of house. Oh my God. You know, and just help me around here. That's not free.
Yeah,
You know. So, you know, he was here and, you know, I gave him his free rent and everything for a year, and then he screwed me like that. So now he's out of my life. Usually people don't last 25 years and then get, you know, eliminated.
Like you said, bonus in life, you can cut people out of your life. Just do it that way. Keep yourself on a good track. And the less you talk about it, honestly, the less energy or
You're
negative
putting towards
energy.
them, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the best way to. I think, again, I don't mean to keep saying it, but that's why I moved into the middle of nowhere. Now you find out if people like you, go move in the middle of nowhere. If they keep talking to you, they like you.
This guy.
Okay, my Kish, $5, just because.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome of you.
And then we got step charge and $5.
Oh, thank you, Depth Charge.
Drink.
Okay.
Cheers. Well, we didn't get a drinking word. You stopped that?
Oh, yeah, we never
We
did.
never did we?
Since we didn't do it this time, if you see any one of us drink, you drink. So let me get this question out of the way. J Rod says, "Hey, Ohio Fish Rescue. I just wanted to ask you guys. I have a pond the second year. Do I need an air pump or no? And I have a heater. Do I need anything else?" Here's the thing. You really don't need a heater, okay? But if it's one of them floating heaters, there's a reason for it. You need, like, if your pond freezes over completely, no gases can escape, and they will build up deadly gases. Okay, so all your fish will die. So what you need is either a waterfall running and your overflow. Then you don't need no heater or air bubbler. So the water comes in splashing, and it keeps an open spot there, and then it goes through your overflow. Well, all your warmer water from the bottom is going through and coming up your overflow, making it melt around your overflow. That's how our ponds run. We don't have to put an air pump in or a heater. If you're shutting your filtration off for the weekend or for the winter thinking, then you're going to need one of two things: an air pump. What that does, bubbles from the bottom rise. Now it brings the warm water from the bottom, which stays about 50, up to the top, and then there will be like a 7-foot hole around it where gases can't escape. That works. If you have a floating heater, then it will make a 3-foot hole in the top where gases can't escape, and that works. If you have a sinking heater, all you're doing is warming up the water. Your fish will still all die because of the gases that will build up under the ice. So I hope that makes you understand a little bit how you can do it.
And also, if it's underneath, like you're saying, if they're koi, they really don't need the warm water anyway. So you're
They don't need the warm water. They definitely need
the exposure.
Nobody knows that the gases will build up under there.
Right.
They think I got to heat the fish up. No, not at all.
Nope. Like you said,
So,
rather than have an air pump or.
Hope that answers your question, and you can make a smart decision based on that. You know, you can throw an air pump out there with just an air stone, and that will keep it open, and you'll be good. You don't need nothing else. If you have a floating heater, you don't need nothing else. If you have a waterfall, you don't need nothing else. Just one of those three things. Otherwise, it will freeze over the whole way and seal the gases in there, and all your fish will die. I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth. So hope you can figure something out from what I've told you.
And either T. McDougal or McDougall, I'm sorry, $10. Love the bids, guys. Keep it
Thank
up.
you. Awesome.
And we also got Sue-Ann gifted 5 Ohio Fish Rescue memberships. Thanks, Sue-Ann.
Thank you, Sue-Ann. Kathy says she's trying to send a super chat. It's asking for a password. Maybe
What?
you're not logged into PayPal, or I'm sorry, YouTube. You
Yeah.
have to be logged into your account on YouTube to be able to send a super chat. If you're not logged in, anybody can send a super chat from you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to log in for that. Whatever your login was, I don't know. You got to log in.
No, with the one rescue I was asking about, you brought those other up. Okay, iridescence and the other. You said something about a saltwater, a blue tang.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's another one. Let me show that. But that's
How far away is it?
we've got one for spring. That's Marie.
Right. Yeah, she's already set. Those would be the koi.
I don't know. I'd have to do some investigating into my messages. This is on the rescue list. I just got those two.
To keep the ice out of the middle.
Okay. Fernando Cano says, "Hi. Lately, my fish have started to flash. That is a sign that there's a parasite on their sides."
What does he
somewhere's
mean
on-
by flash? I never heard that.
Okay, this fish is swimming. It goes down, rubs against the bottom, and goes back
Oh,
up
okay.
swimming. And they just do it like a circle or flip.
Okay.
That's flashing. That's because they have an external parasite that's irritating them, and
They're
they
trying to
itch
get rid of
themselves
it.
on the rock, on the rocks. So, let me see. I lost it. Here we
Right
go.
there. Right there.
The Prezi Pro is great. You can also do salt. Salt helps out with parasites. Heat. You can bring the heat up to 85, salt it, and then you wouldn't have to use no medication. They would die anyway. Because anything like ick and velvet, they can't reproduce in water's temperature higher than 84. So you stick it to 85, 86, and keep it there a week. And not only does it kill all the spores that they put out for reproduction, but it takes their lifespan, which is usually 7 days, and brings it down to 5 days. So you keep it on there for 10 days at that temperature, and any kind of ick or velvet will instantly die. Other parasites, you can have medication. I use Dimilin X for a lot of parasites. It kills a lot of things, and it's pretty cheap. You gotta buy it for a pond. I get it in a gallon jug for like $40. Or you can go to the pet store and get in this little tiny jug for like $15.99. And it's this big around.
But if you have live plants, you don't want to use the salt. But the salt method is probably
The salt will tear up your plants, but your plants will survive. A week of salt, it'll make them recede and kind of wilt. And then when you stop using salt, they'll come right back. So I wouldn't say it would kill them, but it definitely hints their growth.
It's scary. Don't take them out. They're not dead.
But if you do not medicate where your plants are,
It gets worse. Yeah, it sits in the plants. And
Yeah.
All right, we got $5. Jim Sheasley. Let me know if you need any help on the rescues. Of course I do, Jim. No
Calm
problem.
down.
I got a nice list of people now. Glenn's the only one off the list right now for the next 7 weeks because he got his neck operated on.
got the operation.
Yeah. And then AZ Fish Room, $2. Reap, did you change your phone number? Texted you. Yeah, I got it, dude. He donated 10 memberships before. Remember I said Lori just donated 5, or Sue Ann donated 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't go back far enough, but AZ donated 10 Ohio Fish Rescue
Thank you,
memberships.
AZ. Thank you,
So,
AZ.
thanks, dude.
That's awesome of you.
All right, let me go back. All right.
All right. Any other fish questions we can help out with?
We got
Or,
5 minutes.
or plumbing questions.
Plumbing questions.
He
He's our
is-
plumber. He knows how to lay the
is-
pipe.
Yes, he's the damn
ask his wife.
expert,
Ship
man.
flows downhill. 1/4 inch per foot. Don't put T's on waistlines. That's the main problem. Use the
That
Y
was
on
your
a
problem.
waistline.
Yeah, whoever did whatever they did,
They
you know.
just piped his house in the wrong way.
Yeah.
The poor guy showed up with a machine, tried to feed it in, and it kept going into his house.
If you can imagine, you have your pipes coming in from both sides of your house to the center, and then there's a main exit pipe out here. They put a T in there. So the guy that he hired to come out put a snake way in up here, and instead of going through this T, He went straight across, made the gap, and then back into the pipes going up this side of the house.
Back into my bathroom.
Couldn't find
basically.
the plug. So for 3 months, he's not been able to flush a toilet. Nothing,
And it literally becomes somebody piped the house the wrong way.
Right.
Now, if you're a DIY plumber, Y's go on the waste and T's go on a vent. Okay, very easily. Let's just make sure that everybody knows this. We can start cleaning up a lot of problems for everybody.
Will Starr says he's going to be available again
Oh man,
for the
I'll see
trips.
you in the channel again.
Ah, really?
Travis the Fisher.
That would be awesome.
Lori, I've called you on every red belly piranha that came in. You've always said no. I stopped calling you. But if you want, I'll call you again.
Sticklets.
How to get cichlids out of the pond
Cichlids
for
with a
the
C.
contest? Oh, for the ones inside the 5,800, I think she's talking about.
Yeah. How to
Do
get
a
them out
little
of there.
contest or
You're
something.
not getting them out of there.
No,
You ain't getting it.
here's what we do.
You can get most of them.
Oh,
out of
I've thought about this. We can take some food, put it over here in the shallow end. They'll all come over this way. Then we throw down our net that we separated Brutus and Bruiser with,
there. Oh yeah, the big net. Yeah.
and then we get 4 people to walk in there, and we walk closer this way. Now we bring them all the way up, take all them rocks out of the end, and then scoop up, and they'll all be inside the net. But why? I love
I
my
was gonna say,
cichlids in
why?
there.
But you could also say all. You're gonna get most.
Yeah,
and then a
you'd
month later,
never
it's
get
gonna be
them
full
all.
again, bro.
Yeah.
I think
Those
so
cichlids are
too.
not going in.
There's some cichlids behind the rocks. They're breeding.
Yeah.
They're having babies.
Everywhere,
It's
dude.
crazy.
Everywhere. Well, sir, you're welcome to come out and find some Bigfoot, bro. I hear some noises at night. I'm telling you. They tell me they're barn owls. They sound like something.
Well, man, when we were in Wisconsin, we ran into that black bear, and there was a store or whatever I stopped at, and they had like a statue of a Sasquatch out there.
Did you send it to Wilson?
And then, yeah, well, I mentioned his name on the video.
Oh.
Like, and then we went in, the guys like, the Sasquatch tours. They do tours and this. So that was picking up Sheldon, I think.
We do
Right.
Sasquatch tours here. $50 for every Sasquatch tour, guaranteed to see a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Pay at the front door. I'll see you in the fish room, and you can leave.
I was just saying, you're gonna have to go running through the yard.
All right. Well, we got like 3 minutes.
Travis, the fish are good. I'll send you a video so you can see how big they got. So
Oh yeah, we did a whole video today, and
it's
him going through and everything, and
it's been
Rick
pretty-
being in fact, him and Rick, we were talking about that earlier. Owner of Sheldon, he showed up today with his wife, and I didn't realize it until we were in the fish room, and then you're like, oh, and blah blah blah, and then he went in, and I didn't realize Rich was doing this, but he's like, all right, I'm gonna get the net, we're gonna move him, put him into 3,000.
Are you guys drinking? What I'm drinking?
I'm like, let's do this. I'm filming it. So Rich got into the pond, the sump, and got him and brought him over.
We moved
and then-
Sheldon today into the
Yeah.
3,000.
And then Eric and Rick grabbed him and moved him into the 3,000. So now he's in with the rest of the Pacu, having a good time.
Mind you, I didn't film any of it because Reaper was filming. So it ain't going to be on the OFR main channel. Once again, he steals our videos.
Right.
Depth charge. I think I hear more gunshots now this time of year because of hunting than I did in New York. But it's about
the gunshots
the same.
aren't scary.
Close.
The gunshots aren't scary in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, people call me to tell me, "Hey, we're going hunting tonight," and then I know that we'll hear some gunshots.
No.
In New York, you just hear pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, you're wondering how close is that to my house?
Right.
Yeah.
Kids, come here.
We got Brittany. One more time, $5. Thank you.
Your
for...
son says I can't drink.
Yeah, you can grab a beer. I think there's some in the fridge.
I'm 12.
Oh, Daddy says you can.
Have one on me. Take a
Yeah.
sip.
And Linda says, "Oh no."
I'm surprised Eric didn't say, "Give your mama hell."
Brittany the Bliss, $5. Thanks for the live, Big Rich and guests. Looking forward to Josh next weekend.
Wait, Backyard Boat says I'm 5. I can't drink either.
Oh, don't drink then. That's 5. That's too young.
No, that's Skyler. She's 24.
Oh,
Shaq's 5.
Peter
all right.
Christensen, $1.99. You guys go as far as Wisconsin.
They go everywhere.
Apple
We
thing.
have, but man, Wisconsin's a 12 18-hour trip, depending how
We
far
went
it is.
through Wisconsin. I picked my buddy up in Wisconsin to go to Missouri to do the, what was that one I did?
I don't know.
I know.
It was a bunch of fish.
I know.
Oh.
But, yeah, I went
I'm a
out
far
there.
few between. I've gotten people mad at me because this lady calls me from Georgia, says, I want to donate my Oscar to you, and I know your place is a place it needs to go to, so when can you pick them up? I'm like, I can put you on a waiting list, and if we have 7 or 8, pickups around there, we'll make a trip that way.
Right.
You may be waiting up to 2 years,
Right.
People just don't understand. I mean, how's people make money picking up your fish for you? It ain't our job to do that. We do this
Right.
out of our goodness and helping the hobby. So, these people get mad at me for it, and I can't do it,
Well, if you're that far away, you tell them, listen, we'll be heading that direction. I can let you know, but it's not
That's
like
what I
you
try
can
and
go
tell
out of
you.
my way
Sometimes it
for
don't work out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Rita in Cincinnati, she ended up getting rid of her tank in the 75s before we were able to
pick it up,
arrange, enough people.
But, I always tell them, go ahead and post it up on OFR, 501c3, and I will make sure it gets through, and we'll, post on there your city and state. That way people from California ain't calling you and talking to you, messing with you.
Right.
And then we'll find somebody close to you that wants to come get it.
Yeah, I'll do the South. You guys want to give away your tanks and and your fish? I have a vehicle.
Anything under 300 gallons can go to this man right here.
I'm in Kentucky.
Anything over, you talk to me.
Back. Somebody, I missed this. Let's see. Somebody wants to know what's your favorite size
here until
tank.
Sunday afternoon, Willie. I seen you.
My favorite size tank?
Yeah.
I would have to say it's the 1,000 gallon. It's not too big. It's not too small. We can move it with just a few guys, and we have a bunch of them. I mean, my favorite tank is the 4400, but I'll never get another one of those.
Bellagio's my
Right.
favorite tank. Like if I had to
I-
invest in a
yeah, those were-
tank, Bellagio tanks are like how big and long and what X Y Z.
You'd have a puffer in there.
Probably I would do the same thing. I would do community fish with my puffer. For some reason, when I have them, they all
They
don't
do.
exist.
And they do.
I bring them here and they
As soon
turn
as they
into
brought them
murderers.
here,
Right. Again, guys, I don't know. We're over time a little bit. No biggie. Again, I don't know if you guys realize. My favorite puffer, who was it? Lavaca? Or no?
Pittsburgh.
No,
The
Pittsburgh
first one?
was first.
Lavaca was his.
Yeah.
Right. That was his.
Oh, that's another.
Yeah, you
He
pick,
was the father of Lavaca.
Right. And he was in a community tank,
like cichlids
with all
like
these
everything,
fish.
Yeah.
Never,
but
never
we
bit
couldn't
nobody.
keep her with
Yes,
anybody.
The Severums. and
We
the
brought her here,
cichlids,
put him in
yeah.
with another
puffer.
Pittsburgh.
Maboo puffer, and she went to killing it.
Yeah.
Biting out of his back and stuff. So then we take her out of there, and we're like, okay, look, she's from Lake Tanganyika. I'll put her in with the frontosas because they're from Lake Tanganyika. And she went to my prize frontosas and bit a chunk out of every one of their top fins. There was just a mouth print, a U out of every top fin of every one of my frontosas. That was crazy. So we had to get her out of there. And then, we're raising her by herself. And she lived here for, 2 years?
Yeah.
And then she ended up passing on.
Yeah.
And we've got 3 little baby Maboo puffers now, probably about 4 or 5 inches. And
Travis,
we're raising them together so that they can hang together when they're big.
Travis, if Big Rich could do a backflip, he'd make $1 million. He cannot do a backflip.
You gonna put up?
Almost. If you do, I try to find $1 million, yeah, but no, I don't have it.
If you guys can come up with the money and offer it to me, I will practice my fat ass off and I will do a backflip. There's nothing I have never not accomplished in my life. And if the backflip makes me money, I will learn to do it. I'll be black and blue for months, but I will learn to do it.
All right.
We'll start.
One more.
I'm
Go
not,
on.
oh, sorry.
No, go on.
I'm not staying at OFR. I'm going to talk him into the last day because the airport's down the block, but I'm at Reep's house
Yeah, he's saying it with me, but he's talking about trying to convince you.
for the last
Saying-
day. Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't
You
care.
can stay here.
Yeah. But Peter Christensen, one more time, $1.99. Oh
Wait.
God, Georgia.
Skyler's got room in her
no
bed.
way.
Well, I'm saying you live like down the block from the airport over here. So
Yeah, the airport's 2 inches north of me.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Peter Christensen, $1.99. Oh God, Georgia. No way.
Yeah, well, I went down there for Shaq's pond. We went there for a rescue once. But again, we had like 8 rescues lined up. But yeah, that's a long ways. It was like a 12-hour drive to get to Shacks, and I think it was a 14-hour drive to get to that rescue.
How old was Lavaca? Do you know any idea?
When I got her, she was only this big. So
So she was probably 5, 6,
5, 6, 8 years old, maybe.
8 maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere within that realm.
She was young.
Yeah, I didn't get her as
She
small.
should have lasted to 30, 25, 30.
Yeah, but when I got her, she was still like fairly. Because what happened was she got returned to that same place that sent you to fish, my buddy Manny. So she got returned because she got too big for the tank she was in. So she may have been older than we thought.
Could have been there 10 years and not grown.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But the ones I sent you, I know for a fact where they came from. They were babies. So the 2 that we sent were 100% babies. When I got Lavaca, she was, who knows? Like you know how it is with fish. You don't
Right,
know.
Right.
Could have been in a tank for 10 years. Like just like.
I think everybody looks at Brutus out there and they're like, wow, how old is he? He's 6.5 foot.
4.
He's 4.
I know. He's 4.
He's been in the pool his whole life. You know?
All right. We gotta get going, dude. It's 7:36, so we did it.
Good to see all y'all. It's been over a year before he signs out, so it's nice to talk to everybody. I think I have
know.
internet. I'm seeing my name on the
I
screen, which
know.
means I have internet. So I will be back.
We'll see you more often.
Yeah.
Salient Aquatics, we don't say that name around here no more. We don't talk about it. He's done with. Or
Moving on.
Yep, moving on.
Travis.
Lori
gonna
Kish
find
says
you.
Brutus is
Bruce
5. No, he's not.
Uh-uh. Well, I'm not sure about me.
All right, so Pete Christian, $4.99. Thanks, guys. Been on vacation and missed the best part of my Friday. Aw, thank you, buddy. I appreciate the money and
Yeah.
the kind words. It's nice. I tried to make a Fishy Friday different than everybody else's, to where I get to hang out with you guys and have fun, because I don't get to go out, hang out at bars, drink, hang out at my buddy's house. When's the last time I was at your house is when I donated you the 125.
Yeah.
I don't get to come over for dinner. I don't get to come hang out. I have responsibilities here, so I never get to go out. So this is my night out right now, and I choose to hang out with you guys. So
And I get to come here, so.
sometimes I've gone a little bit too hard, and it gets taken down. So I try now. I make sure I eat beforehand, and like I said, I only
Later
3
on.
drinks.
Seen loss.
3 drinks every show. 2 are down. I got 1 left, and
I'm proud of you, buddy. No toilet rolls tonight.
there's time when I got drunk enough. I'm looking for my drink, and I picked up a toilet roll, and I'm going like this, and nothing's coming out. And
That's
people
funny.
took stills of that and have posted it the next day as a meme. Oh my god, I was so embarrassed. I have no business being online that drunk. You know what I'm saying?
No, man.
A lot of people don't get to go out either, and it's their night out with hanging out with Big Rich and stuff. Rich is better than Zach Wild. I said it, son, laughing out loud. Oh, I wish. Oh my God. Zach Wild is my favorite guitarist. And I got a buddy that actually has played with Zach Wild, and Zach Wild hangs out at his house. His name's Justin Manning. And Justin, he kind of acts like I'm his hero, but he's my hero,
Somebody talked him into let me play the drums tonight with him. We'll do a concert in the basement.
It's right downstairs, the
Play
whole
some
band room.
Pantera, some Metallica would be down.
I
He
told him.
wants to go home.
No, we're coming back, but Sunday,
Tomorrow,
right? Yeah. So, but
But tomorrow, I won't
he
be
says
working.
he plays drums.
All right, I'll bring it in.
So I've got my guitar, I got my amps, I got
Let's do
my
a concert.
Yeah.
I got my
I don't know
alcohol.
what song.
Ballpark concert.
What song were we listening to that he said? Pantera.
Yeah.
And first thing I said is, you got a signed autograph guitar.
I got a
by
guitar
Pantera.
signed by all 4 members.
Yeah. He's like,
Before 2 of them died.
right. He's like, no, I didn't know that. He's like, I know the
Hey Jerry,
drums
you have
on
to go
that.
behind the thing to get in there.
Oh, you're not on it anymore.
But we're still on.
Yeah, we're still on.
Yeah, all right.
All right, but we're
Oh my
done.
We're
God.
done.
We'll start
We're done.
on whooping your butt. Slash is not better than Zach Wild. He goes, I said it, son.
Oh God, here we go again.
Not even close.
Here we go again.
Zach Wild has been Ozzy's guitarist forever. And you know why? And even Pantera hired Zach Wild as the guitarist to replace Dimebag Darrell. There's nobody I can think of that would be better off replacing Dimebag Darrell on the Pantera tour than Zach Wild. And he did a tribute to Dimebag and played the songs the way Dimebag would play it. He didn't put his own stuff on it. He did it right, and their concerts are awesome right now.
Watch the legs of the chair.
Ask him who ran out of gas in the driveway.
Huh?
Ask Rich who ran out of gas in the driveway.
Miss Reaper that lives here,
No.
Kathy
No.
ran out of gas in the driveway.
That wasn't
That's
me.
Mrs. Reaper.
Oh, you guys are kindred spirits.
Right.
I drive with him now, and I have to keep a left eye on it. Just
He did.
Don't you
I'm
got
like, what are you doing?
I said, "You."
I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I think you need gas. I'm like, I'm good. I got 15 fucking miles.
Come out.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh jeez.
All right, we're done.
All right, guys. We're out here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate it.
And fun. Haven't done it in a long time, dude.
Yeah,
Thank you.
always good time. Next Friday, Josh is going to try the new trivia thing and see how that works and see if it's more fun. If it's not as much fun, we'll come back out. Oh God! Would you stop trying to call me?
All right, everybody. Have a good Fishy Friday.
Take care, guys.
Love y'all.